Welcome back to the 25 Days of Christmas. My name is Shane Reinert, and we've got another great Christmas story for you. It's getting really close. That Christmas shopping should be done by now. It was a lazy morning during the Christmas week. I do not recall the date, but I do recall it was the time the rich cake tasted very poor. This usually happens around the 29th of December, eating too much of it. The balloons were getting their first lines of deflation. Christmas feelings were still very much around, serenading in the night, carols in the air, and the continuous exchange of visits and gifts. An extended celebration of a 2,000-year-old birth. We are enjoying one of those pleasant after-breakfast chats, supplemented by a free flow of coffee. The doorbell rang, and there was a little girl standing at the doorway with a piece of paper in her hand, and a face that carried an expression of want. Rather a common sight during Christmas. She very humbly murmured that the paper was her book list and that she was going around begging money to buy her school books. She said this to my children, and they went outside and they got some coins for her. This kind of event happens very often in my hometown, especially around Christmas. From where I was seated, I could barely see her. She looked about 10 years. Her feet were bare, and she wore a dress 2 sizes bigger than her. She had one of those nobody knows the troubles I've seen faces. She spoke in a clear and humble voice and looked me straight in the eye. Something made me get up and speak to her. I am glad I did, as the words we shared made a big difference to me. Rather a world of difference to me in otherwise mundane Christmas. In answer to my questions, she said that her mother made hoppers, local pancakes, and she sold them before going to school. That was their livelihood. She had done well in school. For the new class she was entering, the textbooks were given by the school. The list was for the rest. The hopper money was not adequate to cover the list, and hence she was going from house to house asking for help. Her voice told me the story. Her eyes told me it was the truth. Who was I to judge? I said I'd buy her what was in the list. We drove to a nearby bookstore. In silence she sat with a strange look on her face. It's a look the needy have, a hard to believe what's happening to me look. It's a desperate yes special look. Somewhere along your life, you need to have eaten a lot of bread and salt to recognize it. At the store, the clerk was ticking each item and taking it out of the showcase. The little girl kept staring as if dazed, a faint trace of a smile on her face. Perhaps she had never possessed so many things before. They were merely exercise books, pencils, felt pens, and such things. We bought her what was in the list, and she whispered in her thanks in utterances. Her gratitude was all over her face, the sparkling happiness through her eyes. Strange, I hadn't been aware that giving such simple things to someone in need could bring me such happiness. As we drove back, I could see in the mirror the little girl. All the gifts I had given in my life never lit a face quite so much. She was clutching the parcel with her little hands and smiling to herself, perhaps thankful that someone had taken the time and trouble to buy her a gift. The total event made us all very happy. Our Christmas became more meaningful, for the birthday had come. We had brought our share of gifts without forgetting the birthday boy. I've written this story as it has happened. In all simplicity, I share the facts but not the feeling. Unless you too experienced the pleasure of buying a gift for a birthday boy. I cannot remember the gifts I've given for Christmas, nor the ones I've received. They are mostly a meaningless social obligation. Yet, I remember every detail of the one gift I bought for the birthday boy. A little gift that did not cost too much. I feel very happy every time I recall it. I am thankful I was blessed with an opportunity to accomplish it. The birthday is just around the corner. We do not go for birthday parties buying gifts for everybody and ignoring the birthday boy. There are so many who represent the birthday boy. Many who would go through Christmas hoping for a little change, a little light, a little shine, which is usually denied. It is not for us to question validities, but to lend a hand when we can. A gift is something we can give to make us happy. Buy gifts, and by all means buy gifts for everyone. But when you go back to the party, don't forget the birthday boy. This is a great story. Keep coming back to the 25 Days of Christmas. My name is Shane Reinert.